Applied Instruction Project Presentation by Marcia Moore-Lyons, Differentiated Instructions, EDU 605. I am a science teacher, the only science teacher in my department. I teach at an all-girls high school, which is considered a magnet school. The school is located on an all-female college campus, Bennett College, located in Greensboro, North Carolina. There are 101 girls enrolled, 9th through 12th grade. 100% of the enrollment are females, 98% of the enrolled are minority, and 99% are economically disadvantaged. This school accepts students from all over Gifford County, so many of the students are not from the same city or neighborhoods. The classroom setting is varied with learning abilities. We have some students with IEPs, 504s, and then we also have some that are academically gifted. Education should not be a one-size-fits-all, and teachers should be able to differentiate their lessons in that same way. Students have their own preferred learning styles. All About Me is a student inventory that I use at the beginning of each semester, every year, to get to know my students better. Inventories are a fun way for teachers to learn about their students' interests and also their learning styles. I use this information to help plan for future lessons and projects. Well-designed student interest surveys provide valuable information from students that teachers use to establish and maintain positive relationships. My pre-learning activity consists of an internet lesson called Cells Alive. Cells Alive has interactive lessons with 3D models and real live cell photos. Students are able to manipulate the models and answer questions that are given to them on a question sheet. At the end of the lesson, students will take a review quiz to see their proficiency. Students are allowed to go back and look through the models again and retake the quiz as many times as they feel is needed. This project was chosen because all the students can research information and they enjoy the interactive lessons. Engagement is not a non-negotiable of teaching and learning. Tomlinson, 2001. My During Learning interactive activity consists of several cell labs. Students are to complete a plant cell lab and an animal cell lab. Students are to observe animal cells, which are actually their epithelial cells from their cheeks, by using a toothpick and scraping the inside of their cheeks and then transferring those cells onto a microscope slide and looking under the microscope to see the picture that you see to your right. The lab has a list of materials and steps that students should take to complete the lab. The same can be said for the plant lab. The plant lab consists of students looking at two different types of plant cells. One of the plant cells is a red onion cell, and the other plant cell is an aquatic plant cell called Elodia. Students are to, again, read the tasks that are on their lab sheet, complete the task, draw the observations that they see, and answer lab analysis questions. The post-learning activity, which is a reflective activity, consists of students using a choice board that was created. Using the multiple intelligence proposed by Howard Gardner, research believes students need several opportunities to show themselves, their peers, and their teachers what they know and what they can do. The choice board activity reflects differentiating instructions that students would choose assignments they like to complete to show their proficiency of the objectives that is being taught. I chose this activity because the goal of the lesson is for students to learn, demonstrate, and produce a product to show their understandings of the structure and function of different types of cells and their cell organelles found within. Tomlinson defined content as the input of teaching and learning. It is what we teach or what we want students to learn. The content being differentiated in this lesson is identifying the different types of cells, cell organelles, and understanding and describing the structure and the function for each cell and the cell organelles within. The process, students will learn the content with the interactive activities and with direct instructions from their teachers and from their peers. The product is something that the students will produce to show their understanding of the content. The product is something that students will be able to share with their classroom peers. The strategy for differentiated instructions that I would like to use would be journaling and learning centered. Journaling is a way to help students to process information and reflect on the content they have learned. Journaling can help students summarize key points they've learned, give students a safe way to answer questions, and explain how they can use the lesson in real-life scenarios. Journaling can be used as a pre-activity and also as a post-activity. Learning centers are another differentiated activity that can enhance student success in the classrooms. At the centers, students can create artwork, read articles, watch a video, complete a mini lab, play review games, and complete puzzles. These are just a few activities that teachers can create at the different learning stations. There are 3 goals that I would like to do in the future. The first goal would be to make a more extensive learning inventory for my students. Learning inventories is a way to get to know my students and their interests. I would like to make sure that all of my lessons and my projects reflect the learning styles of my students. I would also like to create a schedule for journaling in my classrooms. I believe that literacy in the science class is very important, and journaling should take place every day. I would like to start maybe a quick write Monday where students just jot down a few ideas or a few concepts that they learn from the content on Monday's lesson. Maybe have Tuesday as a creative writing day where students can choose the different types of topics to write about. For example, a journey through the cells. How would students feel, taste, touch the objects that are found inside the cell? Writing Wednesdays would be journaling activities with a prompt. I would give my students a prompt and they may write on it. Thursdays could be comparative writing, comparing 2 things in the content with each other. And Friday could be a free-for-all. Students could write on whatever they feel. I would also like to create task cards for groups to use during the class times. I'd like my students to work collaboratively, and they work in groups very often, but I think it's necessary that students stay on task, and with task cards, it will help students to become actively engaged and not feel that they are being left out in any way. In summary, this course has been a great experience for me. I have learned a lot about differentiating instructions and learned so many new strategies. I am so excited to start the new school year and begin implementing some of these strategies. I am also excited to share what I've learned with my colleagues. The strategies that are outlined in my PowerPoint will not only boost the confidence of all my students, but it will also ensure that they will be successful by meeting them at their learning level and making sure that they grow with the content that is being taught.